What is up, guys? Welcome, welcome. What's going on, Adam? How you doing? AVK, what's going on, brother? Eller, what's going on, guys? How are you guys? Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. We've had a good week, huh? Solid week. And we'll get into it and why I think we're gonna continue with these nice gains that we're seeing here. So let's see here. Let's just jump right in. So obviously, just addressing obviously what we saw yesterday, Bitcoin topping 48,200. Let's just take that in. That's awesome. Adam said he's getting what's up? Waiting to get my next 5 billy. Nice. Let's see. So we'll get back to Bitcoin. Let's see what Milady. So yesterday, you see, Milady. Remember, was it 2 days ago we had a stream, and a lot of people were asking like, what's going on with Milady? Like, why isn't it really reacting? You know, like Bitcoin was already starting to pump, and Milady really was sitting down here, not doing much. And I was explaining, you know, most of the altcoins were pretty much sitting the same, kind of the same, price action. Not obviously different prices, but really haven't really seen any kind of reaction yet until I was saying let Bitcoin kind of do its thing, and you're going to see a lot of the altcoins start to come alive. And that's pretty much what we saw yesterday. You know, obviously we saw Bitcoin continuing to move up, but you started to see a lot of altcoins really starting to make moves. I don't think we're there yet. Not yet, but I do think that we're on our way there. Obviously, you know, we'll look at Bitcoin dominance right now, still at about 52.1. So, I mean, you can see Bitcoin's going to continue to most likely move. Obviously, this weekend, we're going to see how that moves because you know how the weekends are. Sundays are usually, typical, dormant, not a lot of volume, usually some kind of small sell-offs. So, this weekend, I'm not expecting something crazy happening, but as far as what's going on right now, I mean, we're still holding pretty tight. You can see yesterday, obviously, with Bitcoin, we jumped up to about 48,200, and you can see that we started retracing slightly, right? But still holding, a lot of these gains. You can see right here, this is the 2 hour, definitely bouncing right here off this 20-day moving average. So everything is still holding on. If you guys can see, I actually was able to see somewhat of a small falling wedge that's occurring. Maybe you could even call it a bull flag. So we're going to see how this plays out, but we could continue to chop around in this little channel right here. Right now, we are above the channel. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe chop around in this channel here and there and then see some kind of another run as we get into this next week coming up. Because remember, I keep telling you guys, we are getting closer and closer and closer towards this happening. Closer and closer, right? I keep telling the same thing. As long as we don't get thrown with some kind of a curveball as far as with crypto or Bitcoin, we're going to continue to most likely move up. Even though we're going to see small sell-offs in between some of these local highs that we do make, we're going to continue to chop up and move up. And I wouldn't be surprised by this week, we're talking about $50,000+ for Bitcoin. Now, what does that mean for Milady? Well, for Milady, you guys can see it took a few days for us to really catch on, but you can see we quickly jumped up. This was yesterday, and we made a local high right here at around the 61. I mean, it was real easy, real quick. Obviously, we did retrace a little bit. We're going to have someone put a comment the other day, I think it was yesterday on one of the videos, like, why is Milady keep, it's like it pumps and then it'll start coming down. Well, with Milady, the market cap, obviously, we always say this, such a small market cap, you're going to see more dramatic moves, right? You're going to see more dramatic moves up. Yesterday, Ladies was up 9% versus like Bitcoin was up like 2 or 3%, right? Milady actually was one of the better performing projects yesterday compared to most of the other projects. Now, I know there was a couple of them that were up 30-40%, but I'm saying if you really looked at the broad spectrum of projects, Milady actually was one of the ones that was actually at a time moving more than all the other ones, right? So you're going to have that. You're going to have where we're going to have more dramatic moves towards the upside, and it's going to be the same way on the way down. You know, whenever there's a cool off, it's going to be more of a dramatic move towards the downside, just because it doesn't take much for us to move up, doesn't take much for us to move down, right? But other than that, even looking at the Milady chart, obviously we jumped up to a 61. I actually want to map out and see how this plays out, so you guys can see a fallen wedge right here for Milady as well, right? Nice little bull flag that formed. So I'm sure if we look at a lot of projects, they all look pretty much similar to this. This is exactly what Bitcoin did, right? I mean, obviously it's not exact, but it's pretty much similar, right? Topped out somewhere and having somewhat of a small little retracement. So we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, the only reason why I'm thinking that maybe this weekend might be a little different than normal weekends is because we obviously have the Super Bowl. For whatever reason, during Super Bowl with crypto, there's usually somewhat of a pump. There's always usually somewhat of a pump during the Super Bowl, as long as we're inside, as long as the market is somewhat bullish, right? Obviously, I think last year, you know, we were going through hell last year, so I don't think anything happened on Super Bowl. I don't even remember, but you know, the year before that, I'm going back to 2021. We were definitely pumping during Super Bowl. Even if it was just for the Super Bowl, we definitely were. The markets were alive while literally the Super Bowl was playing. So I don't know why, you know, but it seems to be a little bit more livelier than your normal weekend, especially on Sundays. We all know how Sundays play out. Looking at the whole crypto market as a whole for the top 100 projects, you can see yesterday we were looking, and a lot of bubbles were like 5%. Now you can see, I mean, look, it's in our face, right? You can see a lot of big bubbles. This is off the Hex. I don't even know exactly what project this is. eHex, all right. 35% IMX. You have Hex as well. Teo's been doing good for the last week. Look what's standing out though. Bunk's up 10%. Isn't that crazy? Beam up another 10%. Luna Classic up 9%. I told you guys, Luna Classic is just out there. Like, it's just craziness that it has such a big platform still. A lot of people still trading. So holding on to Luna Classic, so you never know. I can't even believe how big the market cap really is for Luna Classic still. Solana up 3.5%. Arbitrum at around 1.6%. But we're going to go through some of these projects particularly because I want to go through them. But let's check out as far as the news. Let me reload this real quick and see if there's anything going on. So Bitcoin tops 47,000 as spot. Bitcoin ETFs book one of their best days. So obviously, since the ETFs have come out, we all remember 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't even know how long it's been now, but probably about 3 weeks ago, remember, obviously, we saw the ETFs come out. You know, we'll zoom out on the chart, but we saw ETFs come out, right? That run up, and then it was a quick sure drop towards the downside because we didn't realize, anticipating that there was going to be some big sell pressures from a lot of these institutions that were trying to basically get liquidity for their ETFs, and miners were also contributing to that. You have that with some retail spliced all into there, and you saw the downfall where we bounced at around 38.5. Now remember, guys, I remember while we were going through this drop, what I was telling you guys. Let's zoom out real quick, because I have to just replay this real quick because I just want to make sure you guys understand a couple things. Look how far we are. We're not that far from these local highs. We're really not far from these local highs. We are literally right around the corner from getting back to these local highs. So, I mean, just remember what we've gone through in the last 2 years and where we're at right now with Bitcoin particularly, right? But what I really want to point out is what I pointed out for the last month, I've been pointing this out, maybe longer. Is as we move up in these bull runs, you're going to see these dramatic 20, 30% moves, right? You're going to see these 30% moves. We made it all-time high right here, drop down 31% right there, right? After that 31%, made a new all-time high, dropped another 25%. I don't even need to map them out because I already know if TradingView will let me do what I got to do. You guys can see 25%. I literally know these drops by heart because we've been mapping them out. Now, I bring that up because look at where we're at right now, right? You can see where we're at right now, but look what just happened. We are on our way, made a local high because you can't say it's an all-time high now, right? This is a local high at around 49,000, and look what we dropped, 22%. Now, it's not going to be an exact, right? This next bull run's not going to be an exact same picture of what we've gone through, but it's going to look very similar most likely. And we saw this 22% drop, and now we're seeing a move. So what do you guys think is most likely going to happen? Well, if there's no curveballs thrown in our direction, most likely we're going to see another local high. We don't know exactly where it's going to go, but if I was to guess, most likely somewhere around this 52,000 mark is most likely where we're going to see this next local high before we see some kind of a 10 or 15% drop again, right? Like I keep telling you guys, for Bitcoin particularly, even for Milady, I'm more worried about where we're retracing and where we're finding support. That's where I'm more worried about. That's where I'm more mapping as far as where we're retracing after we hit these local highs. You know, obviously it's great to see Bitcoin yesterday jumped up to 48, but I was waiting. I'm like, is this? And I actually was like, I should open up a small short, right? Not that I'm short on the market. I'm very long on the market, right? I'm very bullish, but trying to catch these little shorts because whenever we do jump up and it's a fast, dramatic move, especially for Bitcoin, there's always going to be somewhat of a retracement, right? And then we'll be on our way back up. So 48.2 was the mark for yesterday. So we made this move up. Where are we retracing? Well, that's what I'm more worried about, right? You can see as of right now, and like I said at the beginning of this at the stream, we're holding. Bitcoin is still holding at 47,300 right now. You thought that maybe we were going to be dropping a little bit more when we did have these little drops right here. We did drop to about 46.9, and I was like, all right, well, let's see where we're going to retrace, right? Let's see where we're going to retrace because technically, for the supports and resistance, kind of a dramatic move right here, right? If we did jump up, you know, and we made it up to this 48.2, if we were going to retrace back down towards this 45.6, was kind of a dramatic move, honestly, in my opinion, right? I mean, if we bounced off of it, it is what it is, but 5% move would have been a dramatic move for Bitcoin, which means the market, like the alts, would have most likely retraced 10, 15, 20% on some cases, right? On some cases. Because at the end of the day, even at 45.6, we're still very, very bullish. So maybe the alts maybe not would have reacted so dramatic like I'm predicting, or, you know, suggesting that they would, you know, because at the end of the day, we're very bullish. You know, we're very bullish. But like I keep saying, I'm more worried about where are we retracing, because at the end of the day, that supports where we're going to want to, we want to obviously find higher supports because it's just setting us up for a continuation of these moves. Now, for Milady, you can see we still are chopping around in almost the same price action that we've been in. We've been in this price action right here since the beginning of January. This is January. This is literally New Year's right here, right? We have literally been in this channel. Now we are going towards the top of the channel, right? We're in mid channel right now, but we did top out somewhere around the top of the channel. So if you were to ask me, just like someone was saying, waiting to get another 5 billion, this isn't still where we're at right now is not a bad time to continue to dollar cost average in, because a lot of the alts have not exploded yet. They've seen somewhat of a positive reaction from what Bitcoin's doing, but we still have not, you know, blasted off to where, you know, we're 50, 60, 70% up. And now you're like, damn, you know, like you're like, crap, I could have, you know, bought at some of these prices that we're at right now, you know, versus, you know, when we're 70, 80% up, possibly in the next week from now. Because, yeah, I said it. I'm anticipating that if Bitcoin continues to do what it's doing, we're going to start taking off here. It's going to be any day now. You're going to wake up and a lot of these alts, particularly like Milady, is going to be, I mean, these green candles just going to be pointing towards the sky. And I'm not talking about a 10%. I'm talking about a 70, 80% candle that's just going up to the sky. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen eventually. Who knows? We could be, you know, delayed for another week or two, or maybe even another month. Who knows? At the end of the day, I'm not going to be upset because I know where we're headed. And honestly, I'm happy because if the longer it gives me to just dollar cost average in and continue to add to my bag, I'll take it, right? I'll take it. So now let's look at some of the projects real quick. I want to pull up because I know a lot of people in the chat the other day were talking about this project right here. Talking about Swift Coin, right? And you can see as of today, this thing rocketed off. This thing has literally, look where it found support, right where I mapped out. This was before this big move, but it found support right here where we pretty much put it at around this 19 mark. And earlier today, you saw it was about a 63-64% move for from earlier, and you can see it is slightly retracing, but still holding pretty solid up. For this project, like I was telling a lot of people, we'll pull it up on here for market cap, but the market cap itself is so small. This market cap, I mean, it's at 10%. It's at $10 million right now, and it's up 35%. The market cap is so small for this project. So you're going to see these really big strides, right? And you're going to see a lot of fast retracements just because people are jumping in and possibly taking gains and then jumping out for right now. But the one thing that stands out for this project is that it's trading on Coinbase. So you have a lot of exposure on Coinbase, especially if it's like sitting on the top gainers for right now. It's, a lot of people are looking at this project, or it's at least catching their attention. Believe it or not, Coinbase, Binance, those are the top exchanges, as far as people trading crypto. So, when you have a project that's on Coinbase with such a small market cap and it's seeing these kind of moves, this thing could be something to possibly watch. Now, I'm not saying jump in on it right now while it's, up 40% for the day, but that's why I put this spot right here. This is a pivotal spot right here to maybe look for some dollar cost averaging in, anything at it or under it. At this 1950, this is going to be a spot that hopefully if it drops back down, maybe even myself would maybe look at it, because I think at the end of the day, what can you lose, right? $10 million market cap. If it drops back down to here, you're talking probably about a $6 or $7 million market cap. That is absolutely, that's just craziness. That's so small. And like I keep telling you guys, the fact that it's trading on Coinbase, that's right there is a plus in my eyes for sure. PRQ, a lot of people in the chat always looking at PRQ. Let's see here. So kind of just going back on, like I keep telling everybody, this is another project that has such a small market cap that's going to have these little strides. If you can catch these strides at the top, risky, but if you can catch it, you might be able to double up your position each time it does make these gigapumps without having to add any liquidity. Right here, this 16 mark is a solid spot for some support. Most likely, because you can see when it was on its way up, it was hitting its head on here. So as long as this thing holds this 16 right here, most likely it's going to continue to do these quick gigapumps. But it looks like they're starting to get smaller and smaller each time. If this thing for whatever reason can drop down towards the 10 or 9 cent mark, that's where I'm looking to maybe jump in on it. Miro, you guys know I've been watching Miro like crazy. Definitely been adding to my bag. Right now it's actually at a secure spot, a little bit above, but you can see where I have it mapped out right here at this 552 mark. It has been a pivotal spot where it's holding. So that's usually where I've been just dollar cost averaging in. Honestly, probably after the stream, I'll most likely just add a little bit to my bag right now. Miro, looking at the market cap, and this is traded on Solana. This is a Solana meme coin at around $52 million. So still relatively very small market cap, right? A little bit higher than Milady, but still very small. And then one thing two things. The circulating supply is around 95%. So that's a big plus for myself. Also, the fact that it's trading on Solana. This is a big Solana, meme coin. It's losing a little steam since obviously about 2 months ago, but I think this is going to be one of those big projects where, because I believe Miro is on a couple other major exchanges now as well, like KuCoin. You can see, it's not just basically traded on the DEXs or the swaps for Solana. You can actually find them on bigger exchanges as well. So I think down the road, this might be a big play. That's why I've been kind of just dollar cost averaging in. And again, for myself, if you're looking to get in right now, is not a bad time. It bottomed out at around 4 cents. So obviously anything at where it's at right now, the 55, 52 is my, 52 is the spot to hold. Anything around that 52 or under is for me a buy zone. That's where I just keep adding to my bag. If it gets down to 52, the market cap's around 47,000 or about $48 million. So, in that real small market cap range that I particularly want to, just take my chances on and add to my bag. Fetch AI. A lot of people obviously on the channel are invested in Fetch AI, and you guys can see I'm a big believer in Fetch AI. It's finally coming back alive We did bottom out locally right here at the 50 cent mark. Was getting kind of juicy. Was watching it. I honestly was kind of hoping that we could drop below this 0.5 fib, somewhere below this 48 cents, but I knew it was most likely not going to happen. And you can see it dropped at around the 50 cent mark, and it has basically bounced from there, and it is around 62 cents right now. So we'll see how this plays out. Fetch AI, relatively small market cap. This would be pretty much, we'll put it in our mid, market cap range. Remember, small, mid, large, at about $500 million, 500 million. So I think this project honestly is going to be at a multi-billion-dollar project in the next bull run, or when we get into this bull run, a steady bull run. I think this project's going to most likely see multi-billion dollars. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Me personally, I'm looking, I guess, if I'm to, because I remember you guys, I bought in when it was at like 15 cents, sold at around this 50 something cent mark, right? Anticipating that maybe we were going to come back down a little bit. Well, it blasted off. It is what it is, right? But now personally, I am waiting to see if I can get anything below what I sold off. So that's why that 48 at that 0.5 is going to be a big spot for myself. It's going to be a big spot for myself that I'm basically just kind of waiting to see if I get the opportunity to get back in on Fetch. But for anybody else, honestly, I always recommend this as a mid-cap project right here. Fetch AI for sure. Nico said I think he's saying when Bitcoin is going to pass 50K, put your seatbelts on. It's going to be unstoppable to the all-time highs after it's going to have correction in June, July, August. It might be in a week or 2 weeks. Jojo said ALI made some gains. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to I'll jump on ALI here in a minute. I'll check on it. I'm invested in ALI as well, another AI project. So just going up the list, ICP, you guys know, big believer in ICP, been screaming to the hills since like $2, $3 to just buy in. You see this little purple box down here? This was my buy zone. And it actually ended up being the bottom, right? I love when stuff plays out like that. And you got to remember, I'm not giving out financial advice. Like, seriously, I'm not giving out, because I want you guys to take my opinion and run with it, right? And you guys make your own decisions, right? But I'm here to give out TA in my opinion. And this was one of my opinions when, ICP, this was back 8 months ago. And I'm screaming, ICP, even at like when it was at $5, I was like, I'm adding and adding and adding on ICP. I was like, I believe that this project has been hit so bad in the last few years, right? That everybody's writing this project off. This is when back when I was making videos about ICP about 8 months ago, everybody was still telling you that ICP was a scam, ICP was crap. I'm talking about all your favorite YouTubers. And now since then, a lot of them, there's a couple of them that are still holding like that they hate ICP, but there's a lot of people have switched the narrative on ICP and they're like, you know what? I'm giving ICP another chance. And you can see, look at ICP's been one of the bigger gainers. I put it with like Solana as far as this last run that we've been on. Obviously topping out around $16. Right now, we did drop down. Now, you guys know I was buying in. I did sell at around $10. Almost like the Fetch kind of thing, right? It psyched me out. I sold at about $10. I made good profit, but I was waiting to see if maybe we were going to retrace a little bit, maybe towards the 618, and we did not. I missed out. I missed out on even more gains, but it is what it is. Still a big believer in ICP, and I will always tell you guys that I believe ICP is a solid project for a big market cap, right? Because it's around $7 billion now. So I put this as a big market cap project, something that you would maybe want to add to your bag as some stability for your portfolio, right? Right now, it is around $13.31. It looks like it's literally wanting to get right back up to this local high. I guarantee that ICP will be talking about a $20 ICP most likely in the next, who knows, right? Maybe a few weeks, maybe a month or two down the road. Let's see here. So for XRP, for all my XRP people, right? Everybody's been kind of done with XRP, but we're still kind of mapping it out. Couple things that I've been pointing out for XRP is that I am still technically slightly bearish on ICP short term, just because a lot of people have just kind of given up on XRP, right? But the one thing I did want to show is that it's been really holding. No matter what, this was back when we were going through some pretty solid drops in Bitcoin down to like 38,000. you can see it really did. It dropped a little bit below that 50 cents and then immediately went right back up, and it's been really holding 50 cents as support. Obviously, it's not far from where it's at around 52 cents. So a lot of people are kind of bored with XRP, and they're like, why the hell is XRP not, like reacting so positively? Like Bitcoin's been going crazy. A lot of other alts. Why isn't XRP? Well, a couple things. A lot of people have sold off on XRP. XRP's market cap is so freaking big, right? It's going to take a lot for this thing to move. People, were like, when we were like a couple months back, oh, XRP is going to $5. I don't think they understood how much of a market cap that would be if XRP 10x from where it's at. You're talking, hundreds of billions of dollar market cap, right? And I'm not saying that it can't do that down the road. Just for, right now, I don't think that's even possible. So you're going to see, these small moves with XRP, and maybe even while the market's still moving, you might even see somewhat of a slow retrace back to 49 cents. You never know, but I am predicting that XRP in this next bull run is at least going to 2x and jump up past this $1 mark. I mean, it has to, right? It has to. That's what I think. If XRP drops anything below 49 cents, I might start adding, some to the bag. But the fact that the market cap's so freaking high that I'm just not interested in adding to XRP. I feel like I can use that money a little bit more useful in other projects, honestly. So that's just my opinion, right? But I don't think that XRP is a bad project whatsoever. Real quick, before we move to the next project, make sure you guys hit the like. We got, 15, 16 people here and 8 likes. Let's hit the like. Come on. Arbitrum. You guys know how I feel about Arbitrum. Arbitrum is going to be a big, solid layer 2 project. I'm telling you guys, this project's going to definitely going to get up there. In the DeFi world, Arbitrum has been building like crazy. The 4th biggest DeFi and the whole crypto, and this thing just continues to move. Right now at around $1.95. This is a bigger market cap. Arbitrum is around, I believe, like a little over $2 billion. Oops, I'm putting Fetch AI. But I do believe that this project is, about $2.5 billion. So this thing's jumped up $500 million in the last few days. I think this project, honestly, is something you want to keep in your stable if you can catch it at a good price. So I have spots right here. I don't know if we're going to see these again, but somewhere around this $1.60. And if we are blessed to see anything under $1.60, pretty much this is my buy zone right here. I missed out right here. I was looking at it and I was like, I'm going to wait. I think I can get a little bit better. And I was acting greedy and I missed out. It was short-lived and just started shooting back up. This Arbitrum is a layer 2 off of Ethereum's network. Milady actually is on Arbitrum. So we want to see Arbitrum at the end of the day, even if you're not invested in Arbitrum, you want to see Arbitrum, just do as best as it can, right? It's only going to be a plus for Milady, but project that I'm looking for, definitely watching if we can maybe get towards this $1.60 mark. That'll probably be anywhere under the $1.60. Maybe if we even get closer, like maybe some kind of a bounce towards that $1.70, $1.60, I might start adding some to my bag just for that support. ALI. So I am invested on ALI. I did catch it at the lower 2s. It's pretty much somewhere around this area is where I bought in. Nothing crazy. I think I don't even know what I have exactly on here. It's not one of my bigger bags, but I do have a solid bag of ALI. This is an AI project. Market cap is relatively small. So I did want to jump in on it just because I feel like AIs are going to start making a big move in the crypto market. And the fact that this market cap is under $100 million for an AI project, not a bad move right here at around $81 million. So you obviously can see it's going to have dramatic moves just because the market cap is so small. But I think long term, this thing is definitely going to make some big moves. Dare I say ALI can get to $1? Who knows? ALI, for it to get to $1 right now, one thing that this brings me to my attention and what I want to bring to your attention was the only thing I was not too happy to see is that the circulating supply is only at 35%, right? But if we can keep that supply around that same where it's at right now, this thing could possibly get to $1 because all it would have to do is get to a $3.5 billion market cap, and this thing could honestly get to $1, right? So Not out of the realm, definitely not out of the realm for sure, but even getting up towards like 50, 60 cents could easily happen in this next bull run for sure for ALI. So keep an eye on it. Obviously, I would put this in the small market cap category, but I definitely have some in my portfolio. Let's see here. Adam said 1000x will put us at, for Milady, definitely. Solana's been making some moves coming back up. You guys can see for Solana, we jumped up to about $1.10, $1.11 yesterday. Nice move. I wish I would have freaking jumped. I think I opened up a long down here. This was like a few weeks ago. I opened up a long and closed my position. I could still have that position open and be just running with it right now. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We found some support, obviously, a few weeks ago at around $79, $80, and this thing has really just been moving. Going in swings, but, I mean, moving. We all know Solana is going to be very bullish in this next bull run. I mean, we all know this, right? It's not. And then going back to our beloved Milady. Obviously, we're sitting around that 57 mark, 58 mark. Honestly, we're not doing bad right now. We haven't seen an explosive move. Obviously, we did see a beautiful move yesterday, and you guys can see I have mapped out a falling wedge. A bull flag is what I like to call it. So I think that at some point, we might need to come down and retest possibly this fib retracement right here at the 56, somewhere around that. And then maybe we'll see some nice bounce as long as, the markets are staying, where they're at right now, or we continue to move up as far as Bitcoin. But like I keep telling you guys for Milady, this is just a no-brainer, right? Market cap is so small. The community is getting so big as the days go on. I'm telling you guys, I'm searching everything for Milady, and there's just so much more talk about Milady than there was months ago. A lot more talk. The community is building up, fast. I think this project is going to really surprise a lot of people when we get into this next bull run. And the fact that we're at such a small market cap at around $42 million, this is such a small market cap for a meme coin the size of, like what Milady is, as far as the community and stuff like that, to be only at $42 million, this is a gift. I'm telling you, this is a gift that we're going to see in this next few months as we start getting up with Bitcoin up $70,000, $80,000. This thing is going to make some solid gains. So, that's really what I've been preaching for the last like 7-8 months. It's probably been a year now that we've been mapping. I don't think Milady's been out for a year. It's however long Milady's been out for. She's so new. She came out towards the beginning of 2023. So technically, I think March or April was around when it came out for Milady. And I mean, we've been mapping it since pretty much the second week, really just watching this project because of the potential that we know this thing's going to have. Came out obviously during a bear market. Now that we're starting to get into a bull market, you can see for Milady, you can see the charts. We're in the green, right? We're in the green, and you can see how it's how it looks. We're slowly but surely going to bounce again, and we're going to go flying up, and we're going to exceed any of these highs that we have. Because, I mean, this local high and this all-time high is really not far from where we're at. We almost hit. You can see how fast we moved. This was just 2 months ago. Imagine what this next pump's going to be. This next pump is probably going to be so epic. So epic. So I hope you guys are ready. I really do. I hope you guys are ready. Let's see what's going on in the crypto world. I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I know it's an early stream, and right now where I'm at, it's around 12:30, and I'm sure where a lot of people are at, they probably got the message that I'm on, and they're probably like half asleep, like, why is he on so early today? What is he doing? Looking at some of the news articles for today, nothing too crazy, right? Nothing too crazy. Obviously, we have these predictions for Bitcoin. How fast do you guys think we're going to get to 50,000? Do you guys think it's going to be this week? I honestly think possibly this week. Yeah, Bunk. That is something we forgot to look at. Let's check out Bunk. Let's check out old Bunk. You can see I haven't looked at Bunk in a little while. move this fib retracement over a little bit. So you guys know what I was saying about Bunk. Couple things. First, I was saying when Bunk was really going crazy, I was telling everybody to just be cautious, just because the market cap was at like $1.5 billion for Bunk. And I was like, just be careful, right? Because, I mean, we technically weren't, in a bull run yet, and we saw what Pepe did, went crazy, and then it eventually came back to normal, right? So you can expect that for a lot of projects that are just going nuts. The hype is behind them, and if Bitcoin's not really, up towards these higher numbers, you're going to most likely see these alts. Some of them will have these dramatic moves, but they're always going to come back down, right? They're always going to come back down, even if they don't come back down to where they were pre-pump. Bunk came out, and obviously there was massive hype, made this all-time high, and since then it found some support right here at around this 90-99 mark, and that's where I've had it mapped for a while, telling you guys, if you are going to jump in on Bunk, this would be the spot that you're looking for. Somewhere around that 10.99 mark, you can see it dropped a little bit below the 10 mark. Like I keep telling you guys always with these meme coins, for whatever reason, it's a mental spot for everybody. A lot of people where at the 10, it eats up that zero. Once it drops and it gains a zero, everybody's like, buy. It just gained a zero, right? Even though it's only like 2% move difference. For whatever reason, you can see every time it drops and it adds that zero, it literally gets eaten up immediately, right? So that's a pivotal spot. That's going to be your support. But for right now, it looks like, Bunk is definitely moving. Now, you can see we have dropped down before in the past for Bunk, down to about that 99. Looks like it's just going right back up to its all-time highs, and then slowly will make its move right back down towards that 1090, that 99 mark, right? So, not saying that's going to happen now, but, we'll have to watch and see, because this 786 fibs most likely going to be a solid spot for some resistance. We'll see how it moves for Bunk, because Bunk, its market cap at the end of the day is relatively high, right? Bunk's market cap is almost up to $1 billion again at $850 million. So, I mean, that's a solid project. But I mean, me personally, I feel like for right now, for myself, I wouldn't add any Bunk, just because I feel like the potential for the gains is definitely there. But like I always tell you guys, when we get into this next bull run, where do you think Bunk might get to? Even if it gets to $10 billion, that's a 10x, right? But what if Milady gets to $5 billion? You know the difference between Bunk going to 10 billion and Milady going to 5 billion? A massive difference. There's a massive difference, right? Because Bunk, that's a 10x for Bunk, relatively 10, 11, x for Bunk. But if we go up to a 5 billion for Milady, that's like a 200x from where we're at right now. So that's why I always tell you guys, at the end of the day, the potential for gains for Milady is it's going to be a dramatically more than a lot of these projects that are already established, right? Now, I'm not saying that Bunk's not going to be a big meme coin in this next bull run. I tell you guys, I think Bunk's going to do great. I think Pepe is going to do great. I honestly think Pepe is going to come out of nowhere, and really, show a lot of people that it's definitely not going to be just that one and done kind of project. It's going to come back out. But you know what else? I think Milady is going to be right there, holding the one of the top spots, right with Bunk, right with Pepe, and maybe a couple other meme coins. Because this time around, I always tell you guys, 2021, there was only two really big meme coins. You had Doge and Shiba. This time around, I think that we're going to see, of a lot more spectrum of meme coins that are, up there. I think there's going to be competition, could be 5 to 10 different meme coins that are really above that $1 billion mark that are competing for, the top spot. Before you go back, 2021, there was only two actual big meme coins. I mean, there was maybe a couple of them that were, getting there or maybe having big moves, but they weren't on Shiba or Doge's level, right? So, TJ said Bunk is getting a lot of hype, and Free said I just finished an 8-mile run. Good God. I need water, but I get to listen to Crypto FUD now. Nice, bro. Yeah, make sure you hydrate. 8-mile run. I today You guys know I gym a lot. Today, I've been I've been kind of so I pulled something in my back like a few weeks ago. I've kind of recovered from that, and then now the other day was like probably last weekend. I tore something in my bicep slightly, not like all the way, but I feel it. So I've kind of been taking it easy on my bicep. So for the last few days, like yesterday, I did I benched, I did chest and tries, and then today I honestly just went to the gym and did leg extensions, and I really just was on that Stairmaster. Bro, I have not been doing any kind of cardio or anything like that for a while because I do bodybuilding. And man, I'm slowly getting back up my endurance because I've been hitting that Stairmaster a lot in the last like few weeks. But bro, I am like 10 minutes on that Stairmaster of like going at a solid speed, and I am like dripping sweat, and I'm like literally, I feel my chest caving in. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's just so much. But I'm toning down because I want to get ready for obviously I'm down here in Florida, so you gotta prepare for the beach early, right? Bodybuilders always used to tell me that summer bodies are built in the winter, right? So you gotta really, unless you're just like Zeus and you're just like stay chiseled year round. Me personally, I don't gain a lot of weight, but I like to during winter, dude. I like to eat. You know, you got the holidays and stuff like that, so I don't sit there and like go crazy as far as like, oh my God, I have to like stay toned. I'm just like, bro, I'm living my life, right? And I want to eat. I want that mac and cheese. You guys know I love burritos and stuff like that. I love to eat. So that's why I love to bodybuild, because I get to I get to indulge. That's what I'm looking for. Indulge in just eating a lot of food. So there's no winter in Florida. You're right. But you know what? It does get chillier down here, bro. It's actually 77 degrees right now. It's a beautiful day out. But I mean, it's like it'll be 80 degrees today, tomorrow, and then this week it'll be back down to like freaking 40 degrees and stuff like that. Like, it's just like so, it's like so everywhere. But if you start getting, I'm in Tampa. If you go down to like Miami, they have absolutely no winter. Miami and like Key West and all them, because they're so far down into the tropics, that they literally, like, their winter is like, maybe it gets down to like 50 degrees a couple nights, but like their majority in the 70s. Like, what changes in Florida is not necessarily the temperature, it's the humidity. So we are so used to having that tropical humidity where it's like so bad, right? In the winter or in the summer, wintertime, at least if it, like today, it gets up to the 70s, there's very low humidity, so it feels great outside. Crystal blue skies, right? There's a nice breeze. Tell me you wouldn't love that, right? That's why you come down to Florida, even though you guys hear that stigma of like everybody in Florida is absolutely nuts, which is true. But a lot of people smile and say hello. They're in good moods in Florida because the weather is just so pleasant. It really is. It's so pleasant most of the time, right? And then you got, we go through hurricanes and, everything else is just absolutely nuts. So let's see here. JoJo said 10 push-ups, then go to the beach. Oh, so you're one of those guys where you get that pump going and then you go out. JoJo's one of the guys that go. He comes into the gym, has a sweatshirt on. He like does half of his workouts and then he takes his sweatshirt off when he has his pump going. I'm just messing with you, brother. Astro, what's going on? Free said, I'm in Orlando too. I run 5 to 10K training now. I don't have a lot of mass, but just lean cut. 162 pounds, staying healthy is the most important thing. Exactly, bro. That's at the end of the day, exactly. I mean, we're working out, eating good, you know what I'm saying, for most of the time for just for health, right? But you get the perks with it too. You get to look good, right? And feel good. Astro said, did you see Mavia? Let me see here. I think that was a top trending. Is Mavia the yeah, right here, Heroes. Yeah, bro, I saw this. This thing was going crazy and it still is. I think you brought this up, dude. You brought this up. I think Astra brought this up like a week ago, was telling us about the this project. And I mean, for the last 7 days, look at it. It's up. What is it up? It's up 150% in the last 7 days. Nuts. That's crazy. That was a good look right there, bro, as far as bringing this to our attention. Too bad I know I didn't take advantage of it. And I was looking at it like 2 days ago, and it was like it came across like my attention. I was like, damn, someone was talking about this in the chat the other day. I was looking at it, I was like, damn it. Because I still have some dry powder as far as like there's like one more project that I'm trying to jump in on, and this right here would have been a perfect like mid cap, because technically, if you think about it, it's up 150%. This thing actually a week ago was technically a small cap, right? That just jumped up towards the mid cap. So definitely nice. He said he's throwing it in our face now. He said, "Yep, I did. It was $2." All right, you don't need to throw it in our face, all right, bro? Just kidding. No, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad that you're making gains on there for sure. I'll keep my eye on it. We'll let me see. Is this? I think this wasn't on TradingView though yet, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Heroes. Yeah, it's on here. Nice. Look how small this chart is because it just came out from what TradingView is saying. I believe it's a fairly new project, but we're gonna officially add this to the watch list that we will be watching this from now on. So it just got rewarded to the official watch list. You can see it is down here, up 19%. Craig, what's going on, brother, man? So Hot Rod said, Milady Millionaire Party, St. Petersburg, Florida, 2025. Hey, I'd be down for that, bro. That's a hop, jump, and a skippy right across the bridge, dude. I used to, Hot Rod, are you in St. Pete? I used to ride street bikes a lot, and I would run with like 40 bikes at a time, and we would cross that bridge at like 150 miles per hour, just flying across the bridge, just tucked. I would never do that nowadays, but man, I remember or going to the beach. We'd be on our bikes just riding out to the beach. Oh, nice. You're in St. Pete. That's awesome, brother. I'm over in Tampa, dude, obviously. So let's see here. So Astro said this thing might drop down towards $5. Well, what's crazy is like this particular project, it's so freaking hard to really put a fib retracement, but we will. So I would say, as far as any kind of retracement, you got to take in consideration that it's a relatively new project, right? I don't know anything necessarily about it. I don't know anything about it particularly, so I can't really say, well, this has this and that, so I don't know. But the way that this thing looks is, it just looks like it's most likely going to continue to move up. I mean, it's obviously going to find a spot where it's going to get rejected, and it will have some retracements. But if you were to look, if I was to say from where it's at right now, let's just say it finds some kind of a rejection, and we're going to do some kind of a retracement. Maybe where you're saying not 5 even, but I would say right here at this 382 at around $5.65, you can see right here, it basically found support here. Plenty, like multiple candles at this $5.65 area, somewhere around there. So I would say if it's going to retrace from where it's at right now, most likely around $5.65 wouldn't be a bad spot to look to see if maybe if you're interested in dollar cost averaging in, to add to your bag. Obviously, if it breaks that, which I don't see that happening, but if it broke the $5.65, that 382, then the 0.5 would be your next spot. You can see right here, this thing hung around the 0.5 for a while, and that's around the $4.60 mark. So you have those two levels right there, $5.65 and $4, and we'll just call it about $4.60, somewhere around there. Those are going to be your two spots that it most likely will find some support if it has any kind of a retracement. But the fact that this project's so fairly new, and I mean, you can see the retracements aren't small. You can see it kind of will hang around a little bit for like at a certain price range, and then it moves up to another level. Honestly, you see how it's been respecting these fib retracements perfectly right here. I didn't even realize that. Look at that, 618 almost respected it perfectly. Found some support, bounces up to the 0.5, finds some support, bounces, goes up to the 382, bounces, and now it's sitting here trying to find support at the 236 at around. It's at $7, but where it keeps finding some support is right under that $7 mark, right around the $6.90, $6.89 mark. So we'll keep an eye on this project for sure. Free said, Milady 40X this year. Definitely. 40x. Yeah, you already know, bro. You already know my predictions for Milady particularly. I say, like I keep saying, conservative prediction for Milady in this next, bull run. Whenever we get into like a solid bull run and the alts are going nuts, I'm saying $2 to $8 billion. So $2 billion would actually be almost exactly to a 40x for right now. So I'm saying for sure at the low spectrum, I think we're gonna for sure do a 40x. It could be possibly more though, right? Could possibly be more. So Astra said, "Yep, that's a good price point to jump in for sure." Definitely added it to our watch list, so we'll definitely keep an eye on it for sure. But just let's reload these crypto bubbles real quick and see. So if you're just jumping in, we kind of went over Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like I said, it's been holding good. We did see us this 48,200 mark. Obviously it was a very fast candle, but just kind of let this thing is definitely wanting to get up to 50,000. But you can see since then we have kind of jumped into this this descending triangle, or what I love to call them is a bull flag that we have forming right here. And you can see this thing is literally like found support at where the top of my channel right here. Look at it. It's literally staying there. I wouldn't be surprised as like tomorrow, it's Sunday. Like I keep telling you guys, tomorrow is iffy. If this was last weekend, I would say we're most likely going to see, somewhat of a sell-off, a typical Sunday, right? But the fact that tomorrow is Super Bowl weekend, I honestly think that we're most likely, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, right? I've seen previous Super Bowls where the crypto market is freaking, rallying during the Super Bowl, right? So, I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, that maybe we see a little bit of a different weekend this Sunday. Now, if we do see some nice rallies tomorrow for, Super Bowl Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised if we, like I keep saying, we definitely get towards 50,000 this week. I wouldn't be surprised, right? But even if we do see somewhat of a sell-off and we maybe retrace back towards somewhere where this support is at around 45.7 right here, it's still perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine because at the end of the day, we're going to see these enormous moves and we're going to see these retracements happen, right? It's all part of us, it's all part of moving up. It's all part of moving up. So don't be discouraged if you see, maybe this week come up and we have, another, I'm not saying a bad week's going to be happening, but, if we do see a bad week, it's perfectly fine. It's natural, and that's what Bitcoin's going to do. When it's on its way up, you're going to see these nice big days where we're going to be or a few days where we're just unstoppable. And then it's going to follow by some days where we're going to find some support somewhere. Like I tell you guys, I'm more worried about where we're finding support because that's what's setting us up for the next move, right? So I'm more worried about where we're finding some support. So if we don't even drop down towards this 45.7 and we continue and we break maybe this 47.9 right here, again, break it again, but and hold it as some support, bro, I can't explain how freaking bullish that's going to be. I can't explain because at the end of the day, we're getting closer and closer, guys. We're literally 5 weeks away from the halvening. 5 weeks away. Remember, we've been talking about this for a while now, but since New Year's, we really have been talking about it, right? We've been talking about it really since New Year's, since like the New Year's stream. Going the next day, New Year's, we're all like, hell yeah, it's 2024, and we have the halvening coming up. Now, think about it. We're only 5 weeks away. 5 weeks away. We have some bullish times ahead of us. So that's why I tell you guys, things can, you get real bullish and then we have some days maybe where Bitcoin retraces 5%. Don't get psyched out. Take advantage of it. Because if Bitcoin goes and does some kind of a 5% retracement, you're going to see Milady do a 10% retracement, right? Take advantage of it. I know I am, because at the end of the day, nothing's changed. I'm bullish on ladies long term. We're such a small market cap. We know where we're going to be when this bull run goes. So if you guys are given opportunities to take advantage of a 10% dip, don't get discouraged. Take advantage of it. Right? Take advantage of it. Let's see here. Usually a big correction after the halving. Yeah, you know why, TJ? Why I think it happens a lot, and I was saying this before, was that so you have this pump from you have this pre-pump, right? Going into the halving. Going into the halving 4-year cycle, you have this pre-pump. You know, we're going to be going into it, and Bitcoin's going to be at a higher number, obviously, right? It's almost like a sell the news event. Just like we said for the ETF, it's a sell the news event. So let's say we go into the halving and Bitcoin's at around 55,000. I'm just throwing out a number. We're at 55,000 after, or maybe the day before the halving. Somewhere around that little time frame, we'll probably see a sell-off, right? We'll probably see a sell-off, sell the news kind of event. Like I keep telling you guys, I'm more worried about where we're holding support. So you'll usually see somewhat of a small sell-off or correction after the halving, but then after that correction, that's when you usually see the actual bull run just go parabolic. That's when you usually see the bull run go parabolic. So, you know, I was waiting to kind of get into that as we get, you know, in the next maybe month or something like that. But, you know, it's always good to kind of prepare. But at the end of the day, who cares, right? At the end of the day, who cares? You know, because I think what we've gone through in the last 2 years, it's built us to have thick skin in crypto for most of us. And these dips don't really, for me personally, they don't really scare me whenever we go through dramatic dips. Honestly, I'm just like, I'm looking there, licking my chops on any projects that I've missed out on or that I'm invested in to just continue to add in or to jump in on some projects that maybe I've missed out on. So let's see here. AVK said, "You think we'll see around 30 cents again? Want to buy another 500 euro, but thinking having to wait. I know it's not financial advice." So AVK, what do you mean 0.30? Do you mean for Milady? What project are you talking about? I'm waiting for your response, AVK. Let me know. Free said, "I have for Milady." So what's crazy is, so what do you mean 30 cents though? Because it never was at 30 cents for it's even if you're talking about in euro. Because let me pull up something real quick because I can look it up in euros, I believe, right? Believe I can. Let me see. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So the 31 mark. So let me see how to word this. So because I'm trying to think of where. So he's asking, do you think we'll see around a 30 cent again? So, but I wonder because remember, right here, this chart, what I'm looking at is Milady paired with US dollar, right? So I wonder where your 30, the mark that you're talking about was. Was it, you know, as far as on this chart, what are you talking about? Maybe you're talking about like the 50 to 49s, somewhere around there. Let's see here. So I was reading someone just sent me a message on my phone. But if you're asking if I think we're going to see any kind of $30 Billy. I'm a little stumped here, guys. TJ said Crypto FUD calls 55 at the halving. Hey, I just threw that out there. But you know what? I feel like 55 is a solid number. You know, like it's kind of like where we're at right now and in the next 5 weeks where we could be. I could see us somewhere around in between 50 and 55,000, right? I definitely could. Okay, so you mean go back to the 30 spot for ladies. All right. Sorry about that, AVK. I was waiting for your response. So, you know, a couple of things for that. I honestly don't think that we're going to get back to those levels unless something dramatic happens in the whole market, right? Unless something dramatic happens in the whole market, I don't think that we're going to get down to those levels, but anything can happen with crypto, right? Anything can happen. I think personally, if you can see, this is pretty much our dip that we've gone through since we went crazy parabolic 2 months ago, right? This is pretty much where we were at. And you can see on the worst day, on our worst day, was when we bounced right here at this 200A, which was down to the 42 mark, 41, 41.50, 41.60, somewhere around there. That you can see. So I think if we were to have something dramatic happen in the market, and Milady's going to actually, just speaking hypothetically, if Milady was going to go crazy and dump, we're probably going to find support somewhere around this 200A, which as we continue to move, it's going to continue to move up. Now, let's just say this happened right now at this very second, it would probably drop down to about 45 would be the ultimate spot that I feel that would most likely hold some kind of support. Now, like I said, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. I just feel like we have built up so much since we've been back in these days. Remember, we were all covering this way back here. You got to remember, back here, Milady's was such a newborn baby. You see these swings and stuff like that? Such a newborn baby back here. Now I feel like where we're at right now as a project, you can see how we've been really holding. This is with the charts zoomed out. We've really been holding this area that we've been in. That tells me that we have a lot of people holding now, long term. A lot of people holding. We obviously are seeing somewhat of sell-offs here and there. Those are going to be your short-term buyers and sellers. But for the most part, we haven't dropped back down to these levels because since we've been back here, oh man, I just moved the fib retracement. I hate when I do that. Or not the fib retracement, but a support line. Now I have to go back and scientifically look to see where that line was placed. Darn it. Oh well. But what I was getting to is since we've been back and these levels right here, we didn't have a lot of long-term holders, right? We did have a community that was building, but from there to where we're at right now, I feel like we have such a bigger community built and a lot more wallets that are holding long-term that we probably won't see those 30 marks again. I honestly don't think, unless something crazy happens in the market, right? So you can't say never, but I'm saying it would have to be something very big in the market where, even Bitcoin was just, going down to some levels that were unpredicted and unseen, almost like a freaking like I said, a curveball thrown at the crypto market is the only way I see that happening. So I'm going all in long in Bitcoin at 55. You're going to long it at 55? If you're going to do that, then you might as well just go long it right now. Not wait for 55. Be careful with that, bro, because there's going to be dramatic moves from here and there, And I told you guys, AVK, no problem, dude. I told you guys when we get into an actual bull run and, we're like Bitcoin's at $50,000, $60,000, Bitcoin will fluctuate $5,000 days. That's how much volume is going to be coming in and out. So you'll see $5,000 to $7,000 days where Bitcoin will start off at like 56,000, and on that day we'll drop down to 49,000 and then close at like 52,000, right? It has these really big strides, on the daily charts. So you have to be very careful, long and short, and when we get into the bull market, just because you can easily get liquidated on those big moves right there. So TJ said, I'm so happy with Myro. I'm so happy Myro is holding at 5 cents. Let's go check out what Myro's doing. You guys, I checked. We looked at it at the beginning of the stream. Myro, for me personally, like I said, I've been really, and I actually said at the beginning of the stream that I most likely will, after the stream, probably, add some to the bag again, just because it's really been, it looks like it's really just finding support at this 5 cent mark, 52 to be exact, and it looks like, as if it looks the way it looks, we're finding some support. We're going to consolidate, and most likely we'll see some kind of a move. For Myro, like I told you guys, the one thing that's really, the couple things that are standing out for Myro particularly is that it's obviously trading on the Solana network, but another thing too is that it's got a very small market cap, $52 million for a meme coin, and the circulating supply is already at 95%. So you checks a lot of those boxes as far as what I'm looking for small cap projects, and the fact that it's trading on Solana is a plus, right? Myro already kind of made a name for itself in the Solana community, so I think we might see a second round where Myro could easily get back up to these all-time highs from where it's at was at just 4 or 5 weeks ago, and possibly exceed that. Definitely for Myro to get to $1 too. Honestly, if Myro got to the market cap of where Bunk's at right now, it would be almost at $1. So take that in consideration as well too. For it to get to $1, it only needs to get up to $944 million market cap, and that's pretty much where Bunk's at right now. So that's another thing too that's kind of motivating me to I want to get like 10,000 Myro in my bag. I only have a few thousand right now. I told you guys I didn't really buy like nothing crazy, so but I would like to have like 10,000 just in case this thing does jump up to $1 real fast. Nice little nice little bag right there. Nothing too crazy. Let's see how we're doing. We're doing good on likes. Doing good. But yeah, just a recap. So, the market's, like I keep saying, the market's is doing great. We're looking great. Remember when we were back in this channel just 2 weeks ago? Actually, it was like a week ago, honestly. And remember I was saying, we're chopping in this channel. I was like, I know things seem boring and seem kind of bearish right now. I was like, but what we have ahead of us for 2024, we're poised to move up, right? And and that's what happened. We broke out just like I was honestly predicting it. I can confidently say that if you go back, check out some of the streams from like a week ago, this is what I was literally saying when we were chopping in this channel. I was like, we're gonna move up. It's just it's inevitable unless there's some kind of like crazy thing happens that we don't foresee. We are poised to move up, and I'm saying it again. We're poised to move up. We might see dips here and there because we did see this dramatic move up in the last like 3 days. So a retracement is perfectly natural, right? Perfectly natural. But in the long run, for these next, few months that we have ahead of us, I think we're going to continue to really just move up. And we are not far from all-time highs. We're really not. When you zoom out and you look at Bitcoin, we are not far from all-time highs. And you guys remember what alts were doing when Bitcoin was up here. Alts literally went insane. Went absolutely ballistically insane. So that's why I just keep telling you guys, don't worry about exactly necessarily what Milady's doing right now. She's giving you guys plenty of opportunity to just add to your bag, and not just for Milady, but any of your favorite projects, right? Any of your favorite projects, you're still getting that opportunity. Some of them are up today, a nice amount. So maybe have patience. Maybe you might see a little bit of a dip in the next few days. But particularly talking about Milady right now, she's still giving us a perfect time and opportunity to just dollar cost average in right now. We haven't really taken off yet. We've seen some upward movement since the last few weeks, but we're still chopping around the same little area that we've been in. So for myself too, I'm definitely going to continue to add to my bag. I haven't added, to be honest, I haven't added Milady in the last like week or two. I wish, honestly, I was maybe taking advantage of where we were at just like 2 days ago at this 53, 54 mark. Wasn't a bad little move, right? But even today, like I said, I probably will be continuing to dollar cost average in, and maybe later on today, I'm going to watch if we maybe just at least come down towards this 56. That'll probably be an indication where I'm going to be like, you know what, let's add a few more Billy to the bag for Milady. So let's see here. Light said, I made it to 130 billion Milady. I am never going to stop. Get all you can before that God candle. Bro, that's exactly what I've been saying. And honestly, Light, dude, you're an inspiration for all of us. Holding 130 billion right now, bro. That's in dollar form right now. That's got to be what, like $8,000, I believe. That's got to be up there, dude. Somewhere around there. Because I don't know exactly how much I have of Milady, but in dollar form, I was looking at, I was like, damn, I'm up there like a few $1,000s already just in Milady. I was like, okay. I didn't realize that I was really taking advantage of a lot of these dips back here, like really buying in like big chunks. And I didn't realize, like I pulled up my portfolio for Milady yesterday when it was moving. I was like, damn, I actually have like a solid bag of Milady, like in dollar form. So I was like, if this thing does 100x, like, bro, that's life-changing money right there. That's life-changing money for myself. I'm sure, for everybody else as well. TJ said party is going to be party's on light. Right? You guys know whenever we like 100x, that we're going to be like, light, what's going on, bro? He's going to disappear. Dude's going to be sitting there like, that Dave Chappelle meme where he's like has a crown on and he has all that money. Light's just going to he's going to disappear. We're going to have streams and be like, anybody heard of Light? Anybody seen Light lately? Dude's gone. Bought an island somewhere, never to be heard of, just went and retired. Nico said, now is still fire. It's still a good time to shop around. For sure. Definitely. You can feel we are on the heels of a big move coming, right? A big move in the whole market. So even right now, still not a bad time to dollar cost average in on a lot of your projects, for sure. I was saying, maybe if your favorite project right now is up 40% right now, maybe wait, later today or tomorrow. You might find it, 10 or 20% cheaper, possibly. Something like that. But if your project hasn't had any explosive moves in the last week or two, then you're still given this opportunity to continue to dollar cost average in and just add to your bag, for sure. Definitely agreeing with that. Definitely. Let's see here. But honestly, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Beautiful Saturday. I'm going to go out and enjoy my day. Have some drinks and take in this warm weather that we're blessed with down here in Florida. So other than that, guys, I'm going to pretty much leave it. So just, real quick, Bitcoin's doing great. Everything's looking great for the whole market. Ladies still giving us a beautiful opportunity to add to our bags. So I hope you guys take advantage of it. Other than that, most projects are doing great. Swiftcoin obviously is the big gainer for our watch list for today. Heroes is obviously still doing great as well. Real quick, going to Heroes, look where it dropped down to. Look at Heroes. We were looking at it a little earlier. It was at 7 something. It's definitely retracing right now. Most likely, let's see if it's going to hold this 20-day moving average where it's at right now. If not, this thing's going to drop down most likely towards the $6.30. Remember what I said for this project. If it's going to have a big retracement and find some support, it's probably going to drop down towards this $5.60 mark. So we'll definitely we'll keep an eye on this. It's on the watch list for tomorrow, so we will check it out. But other than that, guys, look at this. Everything's in the green mostly. Good day today. I hope you guys have a safe Saturday. Enjoy yourselves. Take yourself off the charts for a little while and just enjoy life. If you're off today, enjoy life, all right? Other than that, guys, I thank you guys so much for today. Make sure you guys hit that like if you haven't already. I know all of you guys are already subscribed, but if you're not, if you're watching this after the fact, make sure you guys hit that subscribe so you can get those instant alerts whenever we do go live. And with that, I thank you guys again. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? We'll have an early stream. Tomorrow is going to be our Super Bowl stream, so you guys be ready, all right? I'll see you guys later.